Hey you guys, so I just want to hop on here real quick and let you all know how you're going to get paid as a freight dispatcher. A lot of people, they can't kind of put it together. They're like, okay, wait, I'm gonna book the loads and where is my money coming from? Is it coming from the broker? Is it coming from, no, the broker is not paying you. The factoring company is not paying you. Your carrier is going to pay you. So let's assume you've went through training, you've secured you a carrier, and now you've the week starts on Sunday, ends on Saturday. So now all week you have booked them loads. Now typically how it's gonna go for weekends, on Friday, if they pick up a load on Friday, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna drop it off on Monday morning. This is because a lot of receivers and shippers are closed over the weekend, or they have really funny hours. So you may have that random day where they may have a load where they pick up on Saturday, but then again, they still gonna more than likely drop on Monday. I said that to say most of the time that week is going to end on Friday and not necessarily Saturday. That doesn't mean that you're not still going to be on call and available in case something happens, since the load still hasn't been dropped. But paperwork wise, we're going to say that that week has ended on Friday for your invoicing. So let's say Friday comes and I like to invoice by like 7-8 p.m. They'll receive the invoice, and within my paperwork I state that I need to be paid no later than Sunday at 8 a.m. You can even go into Sunday at 5 p.m. or whatever you choose. I typically do not give them until Monday, because if somebody is not going to pay me, I want to know as soon as possible. I want to have only done 1 week worth of work versus going into Monday. Now you've booked them another load, but you still haven't been paid for the past week. Now, since I just said that, I also want to say in all my 10 plus years, 12, I don't even know, I lost count, years of doing this, I've never had to deal with a carrier who didn't pay me. First of all, I have a few videos posted on YouTube that tells you what happens or the steps to take if they don't pay you. But no one wants to claim, filed against them with the FMCSA, where their whole business stops for like 90 days while it's investigated. You're only getting 10% on average made during that week. So therefore, they're not going to jeopardize their whole business, because while they're under investigation, they can't do anything. So meaning you're stopping them from making money. They're not gonna not pay you. Like I said, I have not experienced that, but if so, I wanna know ASAP if somebody is playing around with my money. So again, I will book them loads Monday through Friday. I send out my invoice, and it's up to you how you receive payments. Now, I like PayPal. A lot of people are against PayPal, but I've never had any issues with them, and until they give me a problem, then I'm gonna stick with them. So with PayPal, I have the little app on my phone, the PayPal Business, where I can literally just create the invoice, and on the invoice I just list, all the load numbers that I booked for that week. I total it out, how much they owe me, send it to them. They'll get a text or they'll get an email, and they can literally click and pay it from there, and it'll go into your bank account or into your PayPal account. And so I love that because it's easy. They can pay the invoice right then and there. 99.999% of the time when I send them the invoice, since I send it like that, they just go ahead and pay it. They already had their card added to it or whatever, and they just go ahead and pay the invoice. But you can also, if you have a checking account, whether you've taken a shortcut to just get started and you're doing this out of your personal account, you can still set up a Zelle that way. Or if you have a business bank account, you can still set up a Zelle that way, and you can just have them pay you via Zelle. You can send them the invoice. If you don't choose to use PayPal, you can create you an invoice. Within the course, I do offer some invoicing templates, and you can just change and add your name or your business name where my business name is, and so on and so forth. So within that invoice, you can list the same information, email it to them, but then now the difference is now you gotta wait for them to go ahead and, type in your phone number to send you the Zelle or whatever the case may be. No big deal. It's really simple. It's really your preference. I wouldn't start to go all into the Cash App Me. It is not professional for me. I just don't care for it. So if you're trying to take that as your form of payment, like, hey, Cash App Me, it's just not good. I wouldn't do it. But if that's what you have to do, you can have that conversation with your carrier. They may not mind. I just think it seems unprofessional. And I would much rather than, give them my email address or my phone number and tell them to Zelle their payment. Or like I said, with PayPal, it goes right to their phone, right to their email, and they can literally push pay now and the money comes directly to you. So that's how you're going to be getting paid. And I do prefer factoring companies or my carriers to be with factoring companies, because I know that you got paid 24 to 48 hours after every load you did. Now, I can vouch for RTS because that's who my carriers use. And it says it could take up to 72 hours, but I've never witnessed it unless it was like a holiday. They normally have them their money within 24 hours. So I know that if I have a carrier who has a factoring company, then you've gotten paid every other day this week, if not every day this week. So therefore, I'm not gonna have any problems when it comes down to when I invoice you to getting my money, because it's already available. You got it, you knock it out. Like I said, you will find that most carriers, as soon as they get the invoice, they don't want to owe you either. If your carrier does not have a factoring company, they have a quick pay, or it may be up to 14 days before it's deposited into their bank account. Whatever, you'll know that when you get signed on. But how they get paid is really not your business, besides you invoicing for them. How you get paid, you need to be getting paid every single week, starting the first week that you work. That's what I love about this. It's not no waiting 2 weeks. Excuse my bird, y'all. It's not no waiting 2 weeks, 3 weeks for your first pay. No, if you started this week on Monday, then by Friday you should be invoicing them, and Saturday they should be paying you, if not Friday, as soon as they get the invoice. So I hope this answered you all's questions about how you get paid. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. I'll see you next time.